we're like 20 minutes late already.
Go.
Well, I put 8-ish.
You push the button already?
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes ago.
You didn't push the button, did you?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Are you gonna start all over? I told you, yeah.
We're live.
I told you, yeah.
This motherfucker. Getting a little bit of help here. Welcome to the Nostalgic Books and Comics for the Multiverse Comic Show. As usual, we have your main man, the owner, proprietor of Nostalgic Books and Comics. We have Pete Molini. And here, helping him out, as usual, with my smart-ass commentary, your host of Dre and Pete Philosophy, Dre Cervantes. What is up, Pete?
How's it going?
It's going all right. It's Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
It's Comic-Con. Whatever con pun you want to put. I think earlier we talked about it's a show for the con men.
Show for the con men.
Everyone's trying to con each other and buying all the things. People are buying all the exclusives and trying to resell them on eBay, resell them there. There's a bunch of reselling. It's going on right now. I'm sure preview night is happening as we speak.
You can't open social media without seeing Comic-Con footage or pictures.
Oh man, it is insane right now. So you were checking Snapchat earlier during the pre-show, and you saw there was already people posting videos of preview night, losing their godforsaken minds. It's on that crazy.
It looked like people were camping out already. Like, I don't know for what. Like,
I thought they did away with all that nonsense.
No, it's a big thing. So like,
people still camping?
They organize it better, and so they're not.
What are there camping areas? Are there teepees and tents?
No. But they rope them all off. It's not like on the streets anymore.
And it's not a homeless person or con goer. I'm not sure. Can't quite tell. They smell the same. Good God.
Yeah, I mean, but it's funny because we were talking about this. It's affecting other shows. I mean, like people are camping out overnight at D23 now.
That's right. My roommate camped overnight so we could see the Avengers Infinity War footage, and that he did. They still haven't released it. Although I saw a very funny video earlier today of they took that one slap video. And just put all the Avengers, and the guy who was doing all the slaps was Thanos. I died. That was pretty hilarious.
I love when he slaps the cat and it's Rocket.
Yeah, that was the money moment of that video. It was hilarious. So it still went, even though it's Comic-Con, it's still Wednesday. I know it drives a lot of comic shops insane. Mm-hmm. It's still Wednesday. Comics still come out. What do we have this week?
The crazy thing is always because it's Comic-Con, they try to put everything out. They try to put everything out because they wanted to have it. They want to have it there.
Exactly. That logistically makes sense, even though it's mildly insane.
Yeah. So the Diamond Bill was a little big this week. It was a little heavier than normal, but
you don't have the benefit of Comic-Con to sell stuff, but then you have a Comic-Con load of comics here today.
Yeah, I do. So it was a big week.
So where are we starting today?
Let's start with Marvel.
We're going to start with Marvel. What happens in the world of Marvel?
So we have a brand new X-Men book.
Brand new X-Men book. Astonishing X-Men #1. Tell me about this, Pete.
So it's written by Charles Soule.
Okay.
He's been one of their big guys right now. He's a really good writer. He's doing Darth Vader. He's doing Daredevil right now.
Oh, wow.
He was actually really big at DC for a little while.
I was about to say, I remember seeing his name frequently on DC books back in the day.
He did Swamp Thing, and he did that Superman Wonder Woman book.
Okay.
That was really good. So right now, we're post Avengers versus Inhumans. Okay. And now we're trying to reboot the.
You mean X-Men Inhumans or?
X-Men, yeah.
X-Men. X-Men Inhumans. Okay. Sorry.
And now we're trying to bring the X-Men back because there was a good time where
there were no X-Men.
There was no X-Men book.
Did Scarlet Witch get pissed and say no more X-Men?
No.
I mean, what the hell?
I think it had to do with the stupid Fox thing.
The corporate overlord, freaking. We must have this mandate to undermine people with our movie rights that we don't own.
Yeah, exactly. So they really limited in the X-Men books. After Bendis left it was kind of like on shit. It was
really?
Like, yeah.
Was there only like 1 or 2 X books?
It was a couple, but the whole thing was that they were literally. It was funny because it felt like a really heavy-handed metaphor. The Turgeonist that gives Inhumans their powers. We're killing the mutants.
We're killing off the mutants for the Inhumans that we can legally use in the Marvel universe, the Marvel movie / TV universe.
Yeah.
So now we have proper X books. X-Men Golden
X-Men Gold,
and X-Men Blue came out before we started doing the show. But now we have Astonishing X-Men 1.
So now we have it's a pretty big team, and they kind of heavy hitters.
I see Old Man Logan. I see Psylocke. I see Gambit, Rogue, Mystique.
Yeah.
Question mark. Phantom X, Bishop, and Archangel. Wow, you got an OG X-Men and a few other interesting choices here.
Yeah, it's a cool team.
Is this their attempt to do kind of a JLA, get a bunch of popular X-Men all
sort of
in one team?
I mean, because it's typical X-Men, like Old Man Logan, he's on Gold too, I think. So,
of course. Hey, it's comic books, matter teleportation, whatever. However you want to explain it away.
But I mean, the thing people are really excited about is you have Gambit on a team. He hasn't been on a team in a while.
Yeah.
So Gambit's back on a legit X-Men team.
Okay. Wasn't he one of the instructors at the Jean Grey School for Gifted Units?
Yeah.
Gifted humans?
But they never showed him, right? Like,
he was just in the background flicking cards and like teaching PE or something.
And so.
So good book. I'm assuming you read this at some point today.
So the whole thing is that we're bringing back a classic villain.
Oh.
Was it Shadow King?
Shadow King.
Shadow King is.
Wow. That's some '90s action right there. That guy re-crippled Professor X.
Yeah.
I recall when I started reading X-Men back in the '90s.
So and the other thing that's really interesting about this book is that the first issue is done by what's his name?
Jeff Chung?
Yeah.
No.
Jim Chung.
Jim Chung. Sorry.
Jim Chung did the first issue, and I guess every issue is going to be drawn by a different artist.
Oh, really?
But
is this to make their lives easier?
Supposedly. But what ends up happening at the end of this issue, they're going into the astral plane. So whoever the next artist is going to deal with that stuff. So it's kind of interesting, you know.
I know we've probably discussed this on the show before, but whatever happened to keeping the same creative team on a book for a very long time? There's no artists who can hit deadlines anymore or something. But you said good book. Good book this week. All right. What else do we got here? What else do we have in the hopper?
We're sticking with Marvel, right? So let's see. This well, we gotta go with.
Oh yeah. Secret Empire 6. Oh, the bane of my existence.
Yeah.
But more revelations.
More revelations.
Stuff that would be spoilery if we talk about, or
a little bit. I mean, someone's back.
Oh really? Someone returned. Someone important returns.
Yeah.
Would it be? I'm guessing it's this fellow right here, that person right there, who was dead and who is no longer dead, who was killed during another story, another event, and all of a sudden back to life because you can't keep a good comic book character down. No. Death only applies to Uncle Ben.
Yeah. Which I'm sure someone out there is trying to figure out how
to I know. Someone's trying to work out a dumb story to bring back Uncle Ben, other than a box of rice.
Yeah.
Terrible puns. That's what you get here on the Multiverse Comic Show. So, good stuff here, or
it gets interesting. We focus a little bit more on what the most interesting part of Secret. Well, to me, is the Hydra Avengers.
Right.
It's a really cool team. We got a little bit more of them in this.
Right. I think we talked about the Hydra Avengers last week during the Amazing Spider-Man last week.
So we get a little more into that. It's pretty fun. I don't know where this book is going, man.
That's where I'm curious because I really feel like they've written themselves into a corner with this Cap thing. I've seen comments online about like, what are they going to do? How do they end this without either wiping this away and saying, oh, this was a fake Captain America, fake news, or Captain America is now going to be a weird hero villain because is he going to remain in charge of Hydra, or are they going to put him in jail? Are they going to kill him? It's heaven knows. It's pretty crazy. This Nick Spencer fellow has really done some crazy shit here.
And it's gonna be cool, man. I don't know where it's going. I mean, all we know for sure is that because they released this thing.
They released something. Ooh, what did they release?
So we're looking at the Marvel Generations. That's the next big event.
Ooh, we got the Generations. We were talking about this a little bit last week with all the original numbering, bringing back a lot of characters who've been kind of on the shelf. I'm guessing Thor is going to get his arm back somehow. Right now he currently has an arm made of metal.
Yeah.
Not the tenacious D metal, but some other metal.
But there's a lot of.
So these are little previews of all these books right here.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. But the cool thing is this week with the Secret Empire, you pick that up, you get yourself a little cosmic cube.
You get a cosmic cube if you buy Secret Empire. So those of you who are in the San Gabriel area, you come by, you pick up Secret Empire. I'm not throwing it to you. I'm not throwing it. No. No, I'm not throwing it. I don't want to break this because he needs this. The customers who are going to come by and buy Secret Empire or buy some other thing, and I'm not throwing it to you.
You know what?
All right, you're close enough. I'll throw it to you.
It glows in the dark.
It glows in the dark. And off, friend of the show, Enrique, runs to the bathroom to go see that glow in the dark. Yeah, you're going to take Cthulhu in there with you again? Jesus H. Christos. All right, so what do we got from the distinguished competition?
So
Detective Comics, DC.
we have Batman 66 meets the Legion of Superheroes.
Batman 66. Adam West. Rest in peace, Adam. You got a little Burt Ward action there, and the Legion of Superheroes in their full 60s garb.
Yeah,
appropriately visiting Batman 66.
With the time bubble.
Yeah. Traveling through time. Your 60s era Legion of Superheroes. I'm always wiping my head because I'm sweating. All right, for those of you who constantly give me crap for wiping my head, I'm sweating. I'm a sweaty person.
So, this is, I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but it's the Allred. Like, literally the Allred. His brother, Lee Allred, writes the thing now.
And then Mike Allred and Laura Allred did all the artwork.
Yeah. And
Swinging 60s action with the teens from tomorrow.
And it's
oh boy,
it's always a
there has to be a Batusi in here. If there is no Batusi in here, I'll be slightly disappointed. Oh, there he is, holding the egg bomb.
Yeah.
Holding the bomb. Oh my god.
So this stuff is always fun. Like every time they do a Batman 66 book, it's always a fun read.
Rick and Morty.
But yeah, so and then I'm a big fan of the classic Legion. So.
Yeah, classic old school Legion. They broke into the freaking stately Wayne Manor. Ha! That's hilarious. Freaking Saturn Girl hypnotized freaking Batman 66 Alfred, and they got to ride the pole down. Oh my gosh, this is too funny.
Yeah. Check
Check this out. I mean, Pete's recommending this. He loves hilarious stuff. There you go. Check out Batman 66 meets the Legion of Superheroes.
And then,
what else is on the docket here? I feel like I know where we're gonna go eventually, but
no. So we gotta go. This is just my go-to. It's always
okay.
That's my go-to.
I mean, Pete's favorite book right now, Super Sons. This is the highest possible recommendation.
Yeah.
One of the best books DC puts out.
I can't get enough of that book, man.
It's really good, and then also kind of they kind of dovetail into each other.
Yeah.
Because it's the same writer.
Same writer.
Peter Tomasi.
Yeah.
Peter Tomasi writes both of these. So you got Superman 27 and you got Super Sons number 6. Highly recommended. Yeah. Great stuff. Get your classic Superman and Superman and Son.
There you go. The Superman book is really cool because Tomasi likes to do these like really weird, like small arcs. And this one, Superman has worked himself ragged. Apparently, he can get tired.
What? Yeah. Superman gets tired? That's a load of shit.
And so he's running himself ragged. And
doing what?
Just saving the world. You know, it's Superman.
He's tired from saving the world.
And
look, he's falling asleep while flying. That is okay. That's comedy.
Yeah.
Superman falling asleep while flying.
Yeah.
That is how tired Superman is. Apparently, Superman has a limit.
And it's funny too. I think even like the first line in the book, it says that you won't believe a man can get tired or something like that, right? Like,
huh. Or the title of the book, or
something like that.
Declaration.
And so Lois decides they're gonna go on a road trip.
Huh.
It's 4th of July weekend.
And what? Superman's gonna sit in a freaking RV?
He's gonna sit in an RV. And
I almost want to buy this just so I can like read it in its entirety. In my own leisure.
And so
this seems silly.
They're just visiting like monuments and they're teaching John what 4th of July is all about.
Ha!
So it has that old school feel to it. But the thing that got my attention was, I guess it continues in the next issue. The next issue says, enter the unknown soldier.
What?
So they're gonna bring him into the thing. So that's an old, classic DC character.
Oh man. Hey, he's supposed to be on vacation. He's taking off and replying to the Justice League. What the hell? But Declaration. Ha! 4th of July weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Superman. Hey, so Superman 27. Highly recommended. And so tell us about Super Sons number 6.
he finally meets the Teen Titans. And it doesn't go well. Like,
because he's
not old enough to join the Teen Titans.
No, I have a question. Connor Kent.
Dead.
He's dead.
Well, kind of. They kind of wrote him out of
the universe.
Yeah, essentially, they brought him in during New 52. They totally changed his origin. And then he just kind of disappeared. Like
he just effectively just poof gone. Yeah, so we have no Connor Kent, and this is
the Superboy.
This is our Superboy.
Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah.
I have some friends who would be very sorely sad about the erasure of Connor Kent.
I feel like they did it in a way where he might be able to come back at some point, but
or maybe they'll bring back the actual Connor Kent that we know and love. And not...
That'd be kind of cool too, you know. Because I remember his origin got really complicated in 52. Like,
yeah, because I remember seeing like wasn't he in Teen Titans and he wore like a weird red suit?
He was a bad guy at
oh really?
Yeah. At the beginning of 52, like Teen Titans, what was
that book looked weird.
Project Cadmus was using them to capture teen heroes. But then the Teen Titans were like, "Hey, we're your buddies." Like,
hey, Connor, we're your friends. Please stop kidnapping us.
Yeah,
kidnapping our friends.
But yeah, so
John meets Teen Titans. But this is not Damien's Teen Titans. This is the other Teen Titans because Damien has his own team.
Oh, that's Damien's Teen Titans.
Oh, this is Damien's Teen Titans. He's bossing around Starfire and Aqualad and Raven.
Yeah.
What?
He kicked out Wally West, like the young Wally West.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he kicked him out of the team.
Shit is happening. Yeah. This is what happens when I get out of touch with comic books. Yeah. Ridiculous.
So Damien doesn't fuck around. And he's always giving John crap too because John's like, "Oh, how come you never took me to meet the Teen Titans?" He's like, "You're 10 years old. You don't qualify."
Yeah, he's still not till he's 13. He's still 3 years away from being 18.
Yeah.
Good God! But again, another awesome issue.
I love this issue. So it's the best book on the stand right now, honestly. Like,
heard it from the man himself. Best book on the stand. Yeah. Recommended. Come by, pick it up here at Nostalgia Books and Comics. What else we got?
What else we got?
We got some more stuff. Got some more fun stuff.
One more DC book.
One more DC book.
So the cool thing about this book, so we got
Harley Quinn. All right.
They've been doing this backup feature for the last like 2 or 3 issues. Where it's Bruce Timm and Paul Dini.
What?
Yeah, they're tying the whole origin, or we're figuring out like how she became this version of Harley Quinn. Yeah, and it's really interesting stuff. Like it's a lot of it's classic Harley Quinn. You know, you got the original team back. You know.
That's cool. Bruce Timm and freaking Paul Dini. That is freaking cool.
And because Harley this year, I think in September, is celebrating her 25th anniversary. Yeah.
I'm gonna need a minute.
You're old.
I am old, Mr. Cruz. Harley Quinn's been out for 25 years?
25 years. Yeah.
I can't even with this.
She's gonna stop being bangable soon.
That wasn't my thinking. Thank you, sir. But I was like, good God.
Yeah.
Time flies, man.
Time flies.
I was a kid. I was a child.
Yeah.
Watching Batman the Animated Series. And now she's been around for
25 years. Yeah.
I'm gonna need a minute. But this book, good?
That's a good book.
The hot dog eating contest on the cover? Because of July? Yeah.
But I mean, like, Amanda Conner, Paul Amati have been on it since the beginning, since they started this, you know.
One of the few books that has a consistent creative team. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, and it's crazy because this book is every 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
And they stay on it, man. The artists change every once in a while.
Oh, okay, but you still have the creative core, the writers, all the way through. That's cool. Yeah. Harley Quinn, number 24. Yeah. Check it out here in Nostalgia Books and Comics. What else we got? I see. This is an independent book.
Independent book. This is a weird book. A lot of people don't know about this book.
Okay.
I think a lot of people don't know about this studio.
Yeah, let's say I looked at the studio and I'm like, I am mystified.
So this is the last issue of this miniseries. Okay.
Well, great time to sell it.
I know, right? Got the whole thing. So, Action Lab Comics
put
out this book called Spencer and Locke.
Action Lab Spencer and Locke.
Okay.
Nothing to do with Lock and Key.
No. Okay. I'm gonna give you the pitch for this.
Give me the give me and our audience the elevator pitch.
So imagine Calvin and Hobbes. And Calvin grew up to become a homicide detective. And Hobbes is his partner.
I just realized that was his cat. That is a cat right there. That's not a man.
No.
That is a cat in a suit.
He looks like Black Sad.
Yeah, a little bit. It looks like Black Sad, yeah. So it's a weird ass book, man. Like he literally grows up. They do flashbacks. They look like Calvin Hobbes art.
Good God.
Yeah.
There it is. And it's literally, the font is freaking.
Yeah. And it's really cool. Like the everything's a metaphor, obviously. Everything's a metaphor for his life and everything. And then
how is the imaginary person driving?
Yeah. And there's a lot of weird stuff like that. You don't know what the hell's going on because there's scenes where the freaking cat is a stuffed animal, and there's scenes where the cat like saves him, like he shoots a dude, like, you know. And they reference every little thing. Like there's, I think in the last issue there was a car chase, and the guy's like, "Oh, I've been training for this my whole life." And you see a flashback of them riding on a wagon.
Mm-hmm. I see right here, like you see him and the cat's not there, and all of a sudden, boom, cat's right behind him.
Yeah.
And it is literally grown-up Calvin and Hobbes. What an interesting freaking concept.
It's really dark though, and it's a mature. It has a mature label on it.
T+.
It's really dark.
What the same with the cat double team up for it.
No.
Or something? Jesus.
No, not that dark, but it's pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. It's a 4-issue miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
I have them all. Like, I think the trade's probably coming out pretty soon, but
I might be interested in
it's a good
this
read.
trade. That's pretty cool. And I hate to bury this, but I'm looking at the back of this book. Batman Brave and the Bold on all 3 seasons on Blu-ray. What in the what?
Yeah.
I remember I was really against this because that was one of the last Comic Cons I went to when they announced freaking Oswald from
the Drew
Carey show. It was going to be Batman.
Yeah.
But turned out it was like one of the most fun Batman shows ever.
It was a great show.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And I know you were excited.
All right, okay. This is one where I want to talk. I haven't read it, but it's freaking DuckTales. If something else is going to make me feel old, like this does not make me feel old. This makes me feel happy. Because DuckTales was like, that was middle school right there for me right here. Oh man. Because they got the new show.
Yeah. This is issue 0, which is the prequel to the show.
Prequel to the show. So I'm probably going to buy this. Like real talk. Because I really like DuckTales. I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone in this. Being a grown-up that's going to really watch the shit out of DuckTales.
Are you excited about the new show?
Oh yeah.
I know that a lot of people.
Freaking David Tennant, dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that's a draw for you. Freaking the 10th Doctor to freaking like, I'm Scrooge McDuck.
I mean, I was excited about it.
I'm tougher than the toughies and smarter than the smartest.
But I know a lot of people that love the original one are like really against this new one.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's
You're ruining my childhood. Nerd argument. I hate everything. This is erasing my existence.
Yeah. But everything I see from it looks like it's gonna be a fun show.
Yeah, you got a lot of hilarious people doing voices on this. I forgot who I saw was Gizmo Duck, and I freaking lost my mind.
What's his name? Lin-Manuel.
Lin-Manuel Miranda is gonna be freaking Gizmo Duck. It's hilarious. Yeah. The dude from Hamilton. Good God. And like all 3 of the ducks are they're reputable jackasses.
Yeah.
Like Danny Pudi, freaking Ben Schwartz, freaking Jean Raphael. And I forgot who the third one was.
Like some guy from SNL.
I forgot. There's an SNL guy who's playing the third one. But yeah, I can't wait. And then like their person, just like the trailer alone, they say it seems much more fleshed out.
Yeah.
And a little edgy, a little slightly subversive.
Oh yeah.
That one's the evil one. Yeah, I'm the evil one.
And they were saying too that Donald Duck's gonna be a regular on the show.
Yeah, unlike the original show.
And apparently the original he was only on there twice or 3 times.
Yeah, he was literally in the first episode to drop off Huey, Dewey, and Louie to Scrooge McDuck, and then he only showed up like when he had like shore leave a couple times. Like, I don't know, whatever. I guess they wanted to not be a Donald Duck cartoon and they were focused on Scrooge McDuck. But now I'm feeling much more confident. Hey, we can have Donald Duck as a part of it too because it's DuckTales, not Scrooge Tales. But yes, I'm excited for this. I'm probably gonna buy this because it's freaking DuckTales. Good God. So I'm sure people, anyone who's watching this, the 50 or so people who watch this. I don't know how many people are watching live. I can't see the screen. Unlike when we do the podcast where I have this flipped over looking at me. We have no idea who's watching this. But I'm sure anyone who's watching this at any point is probably wondering why we are not at San Diego.
Yeah.
So, well, what is your excuse? Other than being the owner of a comic book store that needs to be here and being the only employee of your comic shop.
Kinda can't leave.
You can't leave. Like when you run the store yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? The first year I worked here, that was the last year I went to the Comic Con.
Mm.
And I don't know, man. It gets a little too much for me now. I can't. It's a young man's game. Like, you know, like
we have it's truly passed us by.
Yeah.
Physically and financially.
Yeah. I just can't do it, man. I can't justify doing all that anymore.
But how do you get your exclusives?
No, yeah, you don't get the exclusives. That is basically what you, Mr. Cruz, are going to go on the Bay of E and try to track down whatever exclusives your Spider-Mobile or whatever.
Vinyl, Rebecca Sugar, the Steven Universe vinyl.
See, there's so much stuff. I don't even know what he just said. I don't even understand what he just said. Something Steven Universe.
Yeah.
That's a show, right?
It's a show.
I haven't seen the show.
Oh, you gotta see the show. It's a good show.
It's a really good show. I haven't seen it. And this is not. I don't want to watch it. It's just kind of willful ignorance because there's too many things.
Ask me about my feminist agenda.
Ask me about my feminist agenda. Is that a thing from the show?
No.
No.
Just once you see it,
You'll understand. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll check it out one of these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously you're running a business. You can't afford,
Yeah.
hotel room. I mean, I've seen some of the rooms right now. If they're like $500 a night.
It's ridiculous, right? And we were talking about earlier how people on Airbnb. Right?
Yeah, I had a friend on who got a room on Airbnb, and the host canceled on them, and it's suspected that they got a better offer from someone outside of Airbnb. Like, oh, they're only paying you that much, I'll pay you double, and they got canceled on by Airbnb, and they had to go through a whole rigmarole to get a new room somewhere else in the vicinity of San Diego, and it's nuts.
Yeah, it's out of hand, man. So that's why I gave it up. I couldn't deal with it anymore.
Oh, and my excuse for not going. No, it's like no. I broke up with Comic Con.
Yeah.
In 2012, I had a very nice long blog post. I remember that was the last time I went. That was the last time I was able to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
2012. I remember sitting in a hotel room. All the people I'd gone with to Comic Con, they all went to a party, and I didn't go or couldn't go. I forget. I don't know. I was not invited or whatever, so I had the hotel room all to myself. We were sharing too many people in one room. And I remember sitting there, I remember walking around the first 2 days. It was really awful. It was like all these things I didn't want to buy. I was trying to get into certain panels, and they were like, nope, sorry, you can't get into this panel. There's like 200 people waiting for the panel after that. And I'm like, but I want to see the panel happening now. I want to see my dumb WWE panel. I want to see my dumb video game panel. Or like all this stuff that's supposed to it's supposed to be pop culture. I want to see all these other things, but because the way it's organized, it's freaking...
It's chaos.
It's pure chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, it just wasn't fun. And I remember I looked on, everyone, the majority of people around me were excited. I wasn't. I realized, it's not you, Comic Con, it's me.
Yeah.
I'm what's wrong here, and I shouldn't be here anymore.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I do miss about Comic Con was it was like running into people and I remember one time walking into one of those bars in downtown San Diego. John Favreau was just sitting there hanging out. Stuff like that was
just being John Favreau, just sitting there being whiny and drinking beer.
I mean, something that was cool, but other than that, I really don't. I don't know. I don't miss it. I think I'm over it.
Yeah, no, my favorite thing was tormenting the DC publisher Dan DiDio.
Yeah,
as I frequently would run into him. The best story I ever got was I always did an impression of the publisher of DC Comics, and I was doing it, and then one of my friends who knew some people at DC, she's like, "Oh my God, you have to do the impression to such and such writer." And let me drop this name. It was Greg Rucka. Greg Rucka. And I do the impression of him, and he literally grabs me by the wrist and leads me around the entire Hyatt bar, and I'm doing the impression to all of DC people, and they're dying, and then at the very end, we go to Dan himself, and he just takes off his hat, and he buries his face in his hat, as I'm berating him about Nightwing or something, telling him how much I hate Nightwing in the Dan DeVito voice. Yeah. And it was just that was one of the positive things about going, but that was just random happenstance. Anything else beyond that was just
it's so expensive now, man. I don't know.
I think one of our shared good memories was meeting Edgar Wright after Attack the Block, and not knowing that we met Finn from Star Wars years before he'd ever become famous. John Boyega was the star of that movie. He happened to be there. And I remember Edgar Wright saying, "This guy's going to be a big star someday." And I'm like, all right, that's cool. Later on, fast forward, 6 years. He's in freaking Star Wars.
He's one of the leads in Star Wars.
He's one of the leads in the new Star Wars trilogy. Holy balls.
Yeah, because I remember that was the funniest thing, because we stood in line for that, and then they told us, there's only seats in the front, and everyone left, and we were like, fuck it, let's do this.
Yeah.
We were sitting right next to fucking Edgar Wright.
Yeah, that was the funniest thing. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like, everyone bailed, and we're like, oh, because we got there too late.
Yeah.
And got in, sat by Edgar Wright after the movie. Hey, can you get a pic with my friend? He's a big fan of yours. Ding! Bam!
See, that's stuff about Comic-Con. That's stuff I miss about Comic-Con.
Those, yeah, it's the little things like that, but
Yeah.
it just, those have to organically happen, and just not, the barrier of entry is so hard to go to Comic-Con. Getting a pass, getting a room, getting down there.
Yeah.
It's such a, it's a chore now.
It's yeah, man. Like it's as hard, if not harder, to get a room now than it is to get a ticket.
Yeah, it's insane. You
Like
literally,
it would take a committee to get you guys down there?
Maybe.
But I think that's inherently the problem. It literally is a business trip.
Yeah.
Because I know a comic book creator, one of the writers on Harley Quinn, he was talking about it on Facebook how for him, he hears all these people quitting, Mile High Comics quit, all these creators are complaining because they don't make any money.
Yeah.
Where Jimmy, he's like, oh, I write this off. This is a business expense.
Yeah.
I guess it's now to the point where it's gotten so corporate.
Yeah.
These creators, it has to be a business trip now.
It has to be. Yeah. Otherwise, you can't justify it.
You can't justify the amount of money you're spending to literally be there. It is insane. I don't know. It's not for the normal nerd anymore.
No, and I mean, we talked about this on the show a couple weeks back, but like, Mile High Comics is a sign that like it's not really about comics.
It's not. Yeah,
You know?
the biggest comic book store in the freaking country, it pulls out.
Yeah, so it's not really about comics anymore.
Clearly, it's not a comic book show.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. I found this picture of the Comic-Con '77, I think, and it was a cool picture. It was a cool black and white picture, and it was hotel ballroom, tables, people signing comics,
It was,
and that's where it started. And now we got this big.
we have this monolith, this freaking
takes over the city.
yeah. Man, all the San Diegans are either like getting out of town.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta get out of Will's vagina. It's getting a little musty in here. It's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why we're not there. I speak from. I don't miss it. I mean, there's little things that we miss, but as a whole, it's not. It's not something I feel is missing from my life anymore.
Yeah, and I feel like I think for me, the thing that bugs me the most is that I used to going back to like when I was in junior high school.
Right.
Back when you used to be able to just like, let's go to Comic-Con. You just drive up there and go.
You walk up, you buy a ticket.
Now you're planning at least a year in advance.
Literally.
And that's just too much work, man. Like
it has become an extreme chore.
Yeah.
Just to go to something that's inherently supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And that's I hate to say inherently, that's like something that's wrong with Comic-Con for a normal person. Like, because there's so many people I know who have never been, and now I feel like they cannot go because it has become such a freaking onslaught. Where I think it's more like a chicken and the egg. But I feel like all these people would never have wanted to go if it never became this social media like pop culture phenomenon.
Well, I mean, I think that's the thing that sucks the most is that like. Even if you get to go, like a lot of the cool stuff, you're not gonna be able to do it. It's just you're not gonna be able because there's just too many people.
There's too many people. There's too many lines.
Yeah.
There's just you can't consume it as it used to be consumed.
Yeah.
It's like you have to pick your battles. You have to make choices. You have to sleep overnight.
Yeah, on the street.
On the streets. You have to make all these tough decisions.
Yeah.
You have to pick what am I the most fan of. Like last time I went, I was like, all right, I wanted to go see all the Adult Swim panels over at the Bayfront Hilton. Like, all right. That was literally, I'm committing my entire day just to this. 10 a.m., leave the hotel room, we'll go straight to the Hilton Bayfront, find a seat, and you're there for the whole day.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I've committed to this, nothing else is going to happen. I'm going to see all these weird Adult Swim panels.
Yeah.
I'll sit through some odd ones to get to the ones I want to get to. And I just...
Yeah. But I mean, it is what it is now,
It is what it is. I don't fault anyone for going.
Yeah.
It's like for old nerds like us, it is not for us anymore.
For us anymore.
No.
Maybe, you know what? I'm thinking maybe I might do it one more time in my lifetime, but
One more time. Once this comic shop has become a big thing, you're like, I'm the owner. I'm going to go take a trip to Camp Can.
But I don't think that's happening anytime soon. So
No, not in the near future. As long as you're the only employee here, it's kind of tough to leave and go a week where you have all these comic books and not be here to sell them. That's kind of tough.
It's always the biggest week of the year, man.
It is intense. But yeah, big week, big comic book week. Lots of comic books, lots of content here at the Nostalgic Books and Comics store. So I think we're going to wrap things up here. We've gone for a little while here. For myself, Dre Serrano's for the man, the owner, the man in command here at the Multiverse Comic Show, Pete Molini. This was the Multiverse Comic Show. Thank you for watching. For those of you who are like this channel, we're going to be doing some SNES gaming on Saturday night this week. So just trying to keep the content rolling here. And then we'll be back Monday night for another episode of Dre's Geek Philosophy. Thank you so much. Have a good night. That's your cue, Mr. Clapping Man.